I could go play against like Bryson DeChambeau and I could beat him. It does hurt my golf game to do good weeks. If you're probably on camera for 20 hours, it's really hard to play a character for that long. Hold on, you think I'm famous? You know, stop when you're finished, stop when you're done.
This is turning into a little motivational session. What does it mean to be a good athlete? What are the good guys like when the cameras stop rolling? All this and more in a great conversation coming up with Ben Hadden. I'm Dougie from the Golf Clan. Thanks so much for visiting the channel. If you're new to this channel, if you came from a recent video, thank you so much. If you could turn that red subscribe button gray, that would make me so happy, and give that thumbs up button just a little bit of a bump. That would be awesome. It tells YouTube that you like this type of content and allows me to keep making these videos. I'm so excited about today's conversation with Ben Hadden. Let's invite Ben into the call. Ben, what's going on, man?
What's up, Dougie? How are you?
How you feeling this morning?
Good. Just trying to make sure my dog doesn't eat anything. It should be fine.
I'd love to start out. So first of all, I actually met you briefly at the Good Championships. You were back practicing on the Rapsodo day.
I do remember that, yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to come up and say hi. And then you were, at the time, you had just played a match against one of my friends, Terminator Golf, out in Vegas. I watched that video. That was an awesome video.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't know you knew him.
Yeah, we connected through Instagram, and I've been out to play with him in California. He's an awesome guy. He can bomb it.
Yeah, he moves it. He moves it pretty good.
So I'd love to kick things off with having you just kind of share a little bit with the audience. When did you first start posting on social media, and kind of what made you pick up the camera and share a little bit about your golf?
I'm having to think about this, actually. Let's see. I started posting on social media, like golf stuff, when I was in college. I want to say it was like my junior year in college. And it started as like a class project for my media class in college. I did a lot of media stuff in high school, like freshman to senior year. I did a lot of video stuff. And then when I went to my JUCO, I kind of just started to focus on golf mainly. My golf suffered. Probably not because I wasn't doing any media stuff, but I just didn't really play that good. Ended up going to an NAIA school for my last 2 years, and took a media class as part of like my marketing major, because I was a marketing major in college. And one of the projects was like basically a free project. And for it, I just did a travel vlog, like a video of the last trip we went on, like golf trip we went, like my college team went on, tournament trip. And I don't remember if it did well views wise, but I got a good grade on it. And he basically said to me, if you just want to do one of these a week for the rest of the semester, that can be like, you can just not do the rest of your coursework and you can just do that. So I did that every week or it might have been every couple weeks for the semester, and that was kind of just my project. And then the next year I did it a couple times my senior year, but mostly just trying to graduate from college. And then when I turned pro, I started picking it up again and just kind of posting on Instagram as a secondary throughout that, and mostly trying to focus on YouTube, but YouTube was not taking off. So that was kind of like doing YouTube really was, if anything, just to document my life as a professional golfer. And that's kind of how it started, was to document my life as a golfer. And then through trying to figure out how to grow and what does well on the internet, I kind of landed where I am today.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you got into it essentially through a class project.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Who were you watching on YouTube kind of in the earliest days, golf-wise?
I watched a lot of Luke Kwan. Truth be told, I didn't watch much of like Good or Garrett or Matt or Steve. I didn't watch much of that stuff when I was first starting out playing pro golf, because I was looking at people who were doing things that I felt like I could do. And when I watched Luke's videos, I was like, obviously Luke was a very good professional golfer, probably better than I was, but I felt like his style of video is something that I could copy. And I didn't do as well as he did at the crazy edits and the really cool golf videos, but I tried my best, and that's kind of who I tried to emulate a lot back then, was Luke.
Yeah, that's awesome. So how did you end up signing with Good? What kind of sparked that?
I played junior golf with Garrett, so we kind of knew each other, and we played a college tournament, the same college tournament. One of the college tournaments we played, we were both at, and we met on the range there and talked for a bit. And I think we were planning on doing some stuff like basically right after I finished college, but I was so busy with pro golf stuff. His YouTube channel was starting to take off. We just never really could make that happen. And then, like at the beginning of this year, Garrett, I want to say, I could be misremembering this, but I'm pretty sure Garrett DM'd me on Instagram and just asked me to come hang out with the guys. And I did, and it went well, I think. I mean, I hope so. So I just signed a clothing deal, and it started off as like, I'm just going to wear the clothes, and whenever you guys need an extra dude for a good week, I'll show up and be a part of that. And I went to, I think I've been on like 3-4 trips with him so far. And so the way I always tell people is I'm on call with Good. I'm not really I'm not a full member, obviously, but I wear their clothes at tournaments and when I'm filming my own videos, and then when they need me, I'll show up and play.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, and I got a lot of questions about that, but I just want to rewind just a little bit. So when Garrett DM'd you to kind of come hang out with the guys, I was following you before you joined Good, and you were kind of building up your brand on different social media platforms. So do you think kind of the work that you had put in to build your own brand kind of made you more of an attractive add-on for Good?
Yeah, definitely. I was doing daily videos with the first couple seconds of the video was the date, and then I would just go through like what I did that day. I did that for, I want to say, like a month and a half. And I actually picked up a good amount of followers during that, and a few of those videos took off pretty good. So I would imagine that, showing that kind of dedication to the craft, I think, helped with Garrett's decision to reach out. And yeah, I don't know. I just kind of showed that I cared about it, and that I actually wanted to do something with it.
From an outsider's perspective, there's like a difference between you kind of signing as an athlete and someone like Brad signing as an athlete, in the sense that you were kind of like an immediate plug-in. This guy is used to talking to the camera, is used to doing intros, understands this. And Brad kind of seemed, at least from my perspective, more of focused on his playing. And then since signing as an athlete, he's kind of picking up and starting his YouTube channel and kind of developing that social media skill set. But you were kind of like a immediate plug and play.
Well, Brad just had a pedigree that I did not have as far as golfing goes. I mean, he was a killer as a junior. College, he was an All-American, won a national championship. He hasn't played to hit what I think he thinks he probably could as a professional so far, but he's just a heck of a player, and he's got a great golf swing. And unfortunately, he is also very, very good on camera, and he's picked it up quickly. He's just a phenomenal player, and it turns out pretty natural on camera. So he's been a great addition as well.
Yeah. One thing that I think you add to the mix when you come into the good videos is a sense of humor. So I think
those guys don't have any sense of humor besides me. I add all the sense of humor. All of it.
You have a very dry sense of humor. I saw this a lot out at the Good Championships in Arizona and just kind of in that relaxed environment. And I think that is something that is just like a key ingredient, is just kind of adding that light factor, because frankly, the dynamic of the good group has changed. Like since Micah left, since Grant left, it's a constantly changing group of core guys. So adding someone in like you that can kind of cut through that tension maybe, or the seriousness of the videos by lightening things up a little bit, I appreciate that. Is that something you think about, or you just kind of like to relax and keep it casual?
I don't know. That's kind of been a theme, though, is people thinking that I'm a very dry sense of humor, or a very dry person. And it seems to be split, not evenly, but it seems to be split where I think most people realize that I just have a dry sense of humor, but a lot of people think that I'm just super awkward. And I find that very funny, like the person who doesn't realize that I'm joking about a lot of the stuff that I'm being like awkward about. So that's good entertainment for me, is imagining somebody seeing me making like a underhanded joke, and then them thinking like, God, he's just so weird. What is that? Like, somebody just does not understand dry humor at all. That always makes me laugh. But I don't know. I think, and again, I didn't watch much Good before I joined, but I feel like they have pretty solid senses of humor. I don't feel like there's a lot of tension to cut through as it is, but every once in a while you do kind of feel like maybe everybody's taking this a bit too seriously. Let's start to lighten this up a little bit. And I don't know. I try my best, but I feel like like Matt and Steve and Garrett and Bubby do a pretty good job of keeping things light as it is. I don't really have to step in all that much.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Can you talk about how things have kind of changed for you since signing as an athlete from a social media perspective, a life perspective? What has it done for you?
Life hasn't really changed. I get recognized a lot more, but I'm still just playing golf, trying to be as good as I can, and working on social media stuff in the morning and golfing at night, or the other way around. And so not much has changed there. Just more traction. It's been nice. I'm still waiting for that kind of big break. We've definitely seen some growth, but we're waiting for something to really start to pop off and get my channel going. And we're primed. We got a lot of good content sitting around, but I guess the biggest change has just been the optimism around it, because it's never guaranteed that you're going to be let me actually move you over here. There we go. Now I'm looking more at you. It's never really guaranteed that it doesn't matter how much work you put in or whatever. Like, social media is such a weird thing. You just never know if it's going to work. You could waste your forever on it and it'd never work out. Right. But now that I have that affiliation with Good, it's kind of like the Chance the Rapper. I met Kanye West. I'm never going to fail. It's kind of like that moment where it's like, well, I know maybe things aren't going as well as we'd like for them to right now, but I got that confirmation. I got that affirmation that I think things are going to be all right on this side.
That's awesome. Has joining Good hurt your golf game?
I don't know. Its golf game is still the same as it always has been. It comes and goes. Truth be told, I know a lot of people look at my golf game and they think that he's a professional golfer. He should never hit bad shots. He should never have bad rounds. I've come a long way from where I started. I want to say the 8 bag on my JUCO team. I was on the 110th ranked NAIA school in the nation my junior year. And from that point to my senior year, I got All-American honors. I was 3rd team All-American, but I got an All-American recognition. I took 4th at nationals, won 3 tournaments my senior year. And since turning pro, I've progressed a lot as a player even since then. So it still looks like I've got a long way to go, and maybe being in Good hasn't helped my golf game a ton, just because playing on camera is a way different thing. If you go watch Good videos, every PGA Tour player, every pro they have on struggles on camera, except there's a couple rare instances where guys really ball out, but playing on YouTube is very, very different from playing tournament golf. If you go look at my scoring average on camera versus off camera, even in a tournament, it's not the same. So I don't know. There's certainly a transitionary period going into and coming out of good weeks for when I want to go play a tournament. I need to be able to have 2 or 3 days to really stop talking so much, just focus on hitting golf shots and get back into that almost meditative mindset of playing tournament golf. So it does hurt my golf game to do good weeks, but it's just, it comes with the territory.
So how do you balance doing both YouTube golf with Good, also your own channel, while also pursuing professional golf?
So one of them kind of has to take a back seat, and right now, the goal is right now to build up the YouTube channel to a point where I can go play pro golf and just have somebody follow me around and do my YouTube stuff for me. Because I still want to be able to document the life as a professional golfer. I think that's a really interesting concept. But as of right now, it's just kind of pro golf's going to have to wait a minute. I still think I have the talent and I still have the trajectory to make it as a professional golfer. As of right now, I'm focusing more on the content side of things.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. And you see people like the Brian Bros and Micah that just go and play in tournaments, and they're able to just stay locked in while also capturing the content. So I could definitely see that for you, getting to that point where you just play in tournaments and you're making great videos, but you're not having to think about making the videos.
Yeah, and I think that's certainly a possibility, and I think that's kind of a market that needs to be filled, is behind the scenes, consistent tournament content. Because you saw Full Swing. That thing did incredibly. And if you can get people invested in your story and you give them a weekly look behind the scenes of this is what happened before, during, and after this tournament, I think that has a chance to do pretty darn well.
Yeah, absolutely. So to that end, are you self-filming everything? Do you have a team helping you make your YouTube videos?
Shout out to Jalen. He's my guy. He films and edits with me. I wouldn't say for me yet. He's still. There's still a bunch of stuff that I do, but he's doing basically everything on YouTube. I rough cut a few videos here and there, but he's doing most of the YouTube stuff right now. He holds the camera for most of my YouTube videos, but yeah, I edit all my social media stuff for the most part. Jalen will edit a couple of TikToks here and there, but it's just me and him, and Jalen still has a full-time job. So once we can afford to have Jalen just come on full-time and be able to do all the stuff we need him to do for like the YouTube channel and the Instagram and everything, until that happens, it's still going to be a pretty makeshift operation.
Yeah, it's kind of like with a lot of small businesses, you have to stay lean until you can afford to hire someone full-time, and then that first full-time employee frees up so much of your time that then all of a sudden you can just move at a much faster pace. But it seems like you're building a lot of momentum right now. I mean, you're almost at 50,000 subscribers.
Yeah, well, with YouTube, we've done a really good job of staying consistent there, and even better than I was really anticipating. Because I know, like Jalen, he still works almost, I think 40 hours a week at his other job, and then he's able to put in a good 20 on YouTube, and right now we're trying to do 8 a month, so that means that I'm having to do a little bit of work on my end as well. But yeah, the rate that we've been able to put up YouTube videos has been really, like, all the credit goes to Jalen. He's done an awesome job, and yeah, it's good to have employees, I guess if you can call it that, and an employee that really cares about the vision and where things are going.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So in terms of kind of collaborating with other good guys in videos on your channel, what does that process look like? Is there time that you're able to say, hey, like, the Walmart video with Bubby, you've got a video with Bubby on your channel. So how does that work, trying to collab with those guys in non-good videos, if that makes sense?
Yeah, just got to find the right time. Last time I went to Dallas, it was kind of bad timing because they just got back from the UK. All their clubs got left in Liverpool, Manchester, whatever. All their clubs were left overseas. So I wasn't able to film with them that trip. But generally it's just like I go to Dallas where they're at, and then hopefully they're able to film. And if they're able to film, they're also, not dead tired from a trip they just got back from.
So does the schedule for those guys, is it 1 week on, 3 weeks off, or is it more complicated than that?
It's more complicated than that. Yeah, I believe it used to be like they do one week out of the month, they go film all their content for the month. But I think it's kind of more like, I actually don't know, because it's very sporadic. They have one big trip a month generally, and then they might have the Michael Block video pop up where they can go do that, or the Ricky video, and sometimes they got to take like little trips to go film other stuff.
Yeah. So I didn't know you weren't based in Dallas. Where are you based out of?
I'm in Kansas.
Got it. Okay. So it takes a lot for you to get down there and spend a lot of time and make videos. And
yeah, that's kind of the other thing is I think the first step is getting Jalen on full time, and then the second step is moving to Dallas. So those are kind of our next couple goals for the channel, is to one, move to a place where collabing with the other good guys is a lot easier, and not just the good guys, like other guys in general, and being in a place where it's easy to travel out of and whatnot. But yeah, it is a bit of a process getting those guys on the channel.
For sure. I think something the viewers may be wondering is, what are the guys like off camera when the cameras stop rolling?
It's not a whole lot different. I mean, you think about it, golf is definitely an avenue where it's really hard to play a character for that long. When you go on a good week, we might, in 6 days, we're going to film at least 12 videos, or at least, we're going to film 12 videos. Maybe more, maybe a little less, but that means you're on camera for a good 12 videos. You're probably on camera for 20 hours, maybe more than that. If you think you can play a character for 20 hours, you're kidding yourself. You're gonna have to be pretty true to who you are off camera. So there's not much of a difference, really. I mean, obviously, if you want to see how somebody changes when a camera is put on them, walk up to one of your friends, have a conversation with them, and then hold your phone up and see how they change. because nobody's exactly the same off camera as they are on camera. You know, people start talking clearer. Their eyes open up a little bit more. Like, there's little things that happen when you put a camera on somebody that you just can't avoid, but for the most part, it's not a whole lot different.
Yeah, no, that's a very fair point. It's hard to kind of be inauthentic.
Yeah, especially for how long they've been doing it. It's different if you're putting out like 1 5-minute video a week, but they're putting out 3, you know, anywhere from 20-minute to 2-hour videos a week on Good, and then obviously Garrett's got his own channel. He's putting out crazy amounts of content, and Luke's got his own channel, and there's a lot of content out there, and it's
Right.
If you want to see what somebody's like, just watch a lot of their content. You're gonna eventually, you know, figure it out. You're not gonna meet somebody who's just. You're not gonna find out Brad has a British accent. That's all I'm saying.
So yeah, that's funny. I think that's kind of what makes Good as successful as it is. And speaking from, I just went to the New York meetup and talked to a lot of fans that came out, interviewed them, and a lot of them were just like, I feel like I know these guys. I feel like I hang out with them every week because, like you said, the cameras are rolling throughout those long videos. And I mean, the length of their videos have gotten longer and longer. So you really feel like these are some of your friends. And I think that's kind of that relationship between Good and their viewer is so strong and so loyal because of how much content they pump out. And it feels like you know those guys.
Yeah, there's definitely a feeling of a relationship there. And that's kind of what YouTube runs off of. You know, you watch a TV show, you don't really feel like you know the people on the TV show. But if you're watching YouTube, it's still a social media. You know, you're still subscribing to this specific person. And when you watch enough of their videos, you meet them in person, it starts to feel like you know them. And that does sometimes create some interesting dynamics for us when we meet people, and and it's not like we all completely understand. Like, you feel like you know us, and we feel bad that we don't know you. And there are times when it can be you know, maybe a little bit tough to match the energy, but for the most part, it's awesome. Like, it really is incredible to see all this love and support we get everywhere we go. It's nuts, really.
Yeah, no, it must be a cool feeling. I mean, you've been kind of grinding, like you mentioned, after college, you started making some videos, and it's so hard to gain traction. So the fact that you're now at a point where you're building your own successful channel, you're popping into these big, good videos and kind of amassing this very loyal fan base, it must be a cool feeling for you to have someone come up and ask for a picture. And
yeah, it's awesome. It really is. And I don't even know how else to describe it. It doesn't even really feel real. A lot of the time, it kind of feels like when someone comes up to me and asks me for a picture, it's like, are you sure you want me for a picture? Are you sure, like, I'm the guy you're looking for? It's odd. It's like, wait, hold on. You think I'm famous? Where are you getting that idea from? That doesn't make any sense. It still is kind of bizarre. None of it really feels real.
Yeah, and it's only going to keep growing as you keep pouring in time and building out your team with Jalen and keep the hustle up.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, the length that we've gone. Just one of my favorite quotes is, before you get discouraged about how far you have to go, take a look at how far you've come. And 41,000 subscribers is not is a place where I think back when I first got 1,000 subscribers, I remember thinking, once I get to 10,000 subscribers, then I'll be good. And now I'm at 40, and I'm realizing, like, oh, that's not the case. It's you know, there's always a different level you're trying to aspire to, and yeah, I don't know, it's crazy. The road does not have an end. You don't stop when you're finished, you stop when you're done, and yeah, I don't know, it's a weird road.
No, I like that a lot. This is turning into a little motivational session. I think that's really good.
Oh yeah, dude, full of them, full of the quotes.
So, have you tried any of the recent Good products? I know they recently released putters. As an athlete, do you get access to any of the, let's say, their balls with Callaway or some of their special items?
Yeah, I took, so in the Good office, they basically just have, like, all the stuff kind of laying out. I mean, there's, you know, you kind of understand, like, I'm not going to take all of this, but they do say, like, if you're going to take this, just try to use it. Like, don't just take it and put it away. So I took a dozen of the Good balls, and I only use them when I film. And then the clothes, obviously, I wear pretty much every day. Basically my entire closet is Good. I think they do that on purpose.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm not The only time I don't wear good is if I'm like going to like a family gathering or something, or if I'm going to something where I know I'm not going to be on camera. Then I have, you know. But for the most part, like it's just so easy to put on good that I just wear it pretty much every day. And the putter, you'd asked about the putter.
Yeah.
They gave me the face balanced one, the mallet, because I use a mallet, but it's face balanced, so I can't really use it. So they're gonna. I think Kevin right now is building me. He's building me an arm lock putter, and then he's also gonna make me a little one of the silver ones. I want a silver one with a silver shaft. I'm not crazy about the black shaft.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give the big blade a try, the fat blade.
Awesome. I love it. Can you talk to us a little bit about what people can expect to see on your channel in the coming months?
Oh, yeah, we got... Well, okay, so this is actually something I'm really excited about. Today, when is this coming out?
This will probably be out in 2 days.
Okay, so 2 days ago, a video called How to Look Like You're Good at Golf just went up to my channel. I'm really excited about. Yeah, back when I was first starting YouTube, like this is my first, not my first video, but one of my first videos was an instructional video. It was like for a class. It was like you have to make an instructional, like a tutorial, basically. And a lot of people did like how to tie a bow tie, like how to make this dish or whatever. And I did how to look like you're good at golf. I thought that was a funny idea, and it got caught up in this like elderly golfer email forward chain. So it got like 120,000 views of like all from external from YouTube. So YouTube was like, this is the best video of all time. So it just started pumping it through the algorithm. But that video sucked. It was truly terrible. I didn't have a windscreen on my mic, so all my audio was just terrible. I think I recorded it in like 540p maybe, and it was a real piece of crap. But we got a really like an updated version, not exactly word for word, but kind of almost like a remake. And we're thinking we're going to do stuff like that going forward as like a way to branch out the channel a little bit. As far as like, I don't really just want to do like, I played 9 holes at this course, or I played 9 holes at this course, or I played a match against this guy. I feel like me and Jalen especially, we've got a little bit of kind of a creative bug that we want to get out. Like almost like a sketch. We want to do sketches and funny stuff on our channel, so we're going to try to branch a little bit more into that type of content. Not just playing golf. We want to get more into the creative side of it. So, How to Look Like You're Good at Golf is coming up soon. We've got some instructional stuff coming up. We did a video with Scott Fawcett that I'm really excited about. Some awesome nuggets in there. I'm trying to think what else.
I saw you posted on your Instagram story, who should I collab with? A lot of people had said Brian Bro, some other names. Is that something that you're planning to try to focus on the rest of this year, is some big time collabs?
Yeah, I mean, those are always great, but when you come to my channel, I would like to build my channel up to the point where it's like, when you come to my channel, you're coming to watch me play golf, because that's way easier to do on a daily basis than like trying to bait people into coming and watch someone else play golf. But I do really like, at the same time, I really enjoy doing collabs. Like I love playing a match with Garrett or with Bubby or with any of the good guys. And the Brian Bros, we're working stuff out, but that'll happen eventually. We just don't know when. Right. Obviously, George's getting ready for Q school. Really busy guy. Wesley's on some big tour that goes around the U.S. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of guys. Oh, Dialed Golf, collabing with him. Nick Delfico, probably going to do some stuff with him at some point. Just like get around and try to play with guys that I enjoy.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the main part of it, is just trying to have as much fun as I can.
Yeah, it's got to be hard for you to find a lot of people that are at your level. I mean, obviously you can handicap matches, but the names that you mentioned are guys that are also very, very talented, but there's not a big pool of people at that level.
Yeah, and YouTube is the ultimate equalizer. And again, like I know I'm a professional golfer, but I'm still trying to improve. I'm still not as good as I think I need to be to make it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to have as much fun as I can, and golf matches are interesting, man. Like I could go play against like Bryson DeChambeau and I could beat him, and then I could go play against somebody who's not quote unquote as good as me and lose, and that's just how golf works. And I think that's fascinating, and that's something people want to tune into, to see an underdog story and just see what happens. But Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's any really. I've never really thought about like I need to find somebody who is as good as me to play a match against, because like you said, there are fun ways to handicap it, and that can almost be like, can I beat blank if he plays from the ladies' tees or whatever, or can blank beat me if I play with 6 clubs or whatever, you know, like I think that's a really interesting.
Yeah. I wanted to say that I was checking out your YouTube channel, and the video with the most views was a match that you played against Garrett, posted about 5 months ago. I think it was right after you signed as the newest good athlete. And that was a really entertaining match. But I'd love to see an update. The course is kind of brown. It was dormant, maybe off season. So I'd love to see an update, like lush course, you versus Garrett. That'd be awesome to watch.
Yeah, and I'd love to do that. We tried to do that last week. It was the worst timing ever, because I played this event in Oklahoma, and then I'm driving down to Dallas to collab with all the good guys. Like, as I'm getting to Dallas, Garrett is leaving to go to Kansas.
Oh no!
And I'm like, oh god, like what are the odds of that? So then at the end of the trip, he's like, yeah, I'm going to be in Dallas I'm going to be in Kansas from this day to this day. And I'm like, oh, perfect. Well, I'll be back on this day so we can meet there, and then you go back to Dallas. And he had to leave Dallas or Kansas City early, so he left like the day that I got to Kansas City. It was awesome. Yeah. Just incredible timing. So that's why it didn't work out in that last trip. But I'm hoping we can work something else out, because that was a fun match. And also, if you want to see that golf course green and lush, just go watch the Walmart video. It's the same course.
Is that General Creek?
No, that's Frisco Trails.
Frisco Trails. Okay.
Actually, a really fun little public course. It's the second hole is maybe the worst golf hole in America, but everything else is really good. It's a really good track.
That's awesome. Is there any closing things you want to say before I kind of wrap it up and do a little outro?
You're doing a great job. I like your content.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, you do some good stuff.
You.
I was checking out your channel, and it's all really well done. And I mean, obviously, you're having me record with my phone and using an actual microphone, so you're ahead of the game on quality, and just keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. For those of you watching, you might have come here from a recent video talking about good YouTube golf news. If you are not currently watching Ben Hadden Golf on YouTube, click on the link down in the description. Go over, check out his channel. There's a lot of great matches there and a lot of good content to come. Ben, I want to thank you so much for your time. Thanks for being available. This was an awesome conversation.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Dougie. Take care, dude.
All right, see ya. I hope you enjoyed hearing from Ben Hadden. He's a great guy and is putting in a ton of work in his golf game and his YouTube channel, and it's been really fun to see him grow alongside Good. So I want to thank Ben for taking the time today to share a little bit more and kind of pull that curtain back a little bit as to what does it mean to be a golf YouTuber, to be signed with Good. What are the good guys like? We learned a lot in today's conversation. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a little bit of a bump. Hit that thumbs up button, turn that red subscribe button gray, and that will allow me to keep making more of these type of videos. Dougie from the Golf Man here, signing out. Hope you have a great day.